Giovanna Dettori.
It's good to be off the wall. Take a step back in time and think of yourself when you were 6 years old and you were in the first grade, looking as adorable as all first graders do. Now, do you see yourself in your mind's eye doing things like licking your favorite ice cream and then watching it fall off the cone into your lap? Or maybe you're playing your favorite sport. Maybe it's baseball for the Dodger fans in the audience. Or just hanging out with your friends. Do you feel good inside? Do you feel excited? You want to stay out till the sun goes down? Now take your first grade self and imagine it sitting on this long red brick wall. You're all by yourself, looking out onto the playground at all the other kids playing with their friends and not inviting you to play. And you're sitting there with your arms wide open saying, ask me, ask me. Are you feeling a little lonely right now, Jocelyn? Take a moment with showing me your hands. Are you feeling like this? Come and ask me to play? Is that what it feels like for you? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, that was me my entire first grade. In my elementary school, we had an event called Family Day, and it took place the first Friday of every month. Kids would gather on the playground in their assigned little groups, and they'd eat lunch, they'd lick their ice cream off their ice cream cone, they'd play games, they'd have fun, they'd even win prizes. Well, on the first Friday of the month, our teacher would tell us which group we were in. Tony, family 6. Nancy, family 7. Jessie, family 12. And when she got through reading all the names, the kids were going like crazy trying to grab their lunch. It was like my friends and I, we were on our way to a Macy's shoe sale. But then there was me in the back of the classroom. Mrs. L, you skipped me. There was so much commotion in the class that Mrs. L was never able to figure out why my name wasn't on the list. She was so busy trying to get 32 other kids out to the playground so they could be with their families, it simply wasn't top of mind for her. And back then, I was not the feisty Sicilian that you see before you today. That was not me in the first grade. So instead, I would walk very slowly out to the playground, and I found my spot on the long red brick wall. And I would sit close enough to family number 1, so in case anybody out there who saw me wouldn't think I was a loner, but far enough away in case they didn't want me because I didn't belong. And the introvert in me didn't know how to ask, can I join your group? I hated the first Friday of every month. But it wasn't until the second grade when Mrs. Eustachio, the petite, energetic Filipino woman that she was, made sure that no one was left behind. Everyone had a group, and I was part of Family 6. I finally got to enjoy lunch with the other kids, play games, and for those of you who know me, I became the leader of the family. Shocker, I know. And she finally gave me that experience of what it felt like to belong. The world needs more Mrs. Eustachios, because it's good to be off the wall. She probably doesn't understand the impact that she had on me that day. But I now realize that a simple act can have a huge impact and literally lift someone off the wall. I get great joy when I get to help my friends brainstorm through a tough decision. Or the smile that someone gets on their face just because I called them. I could hear the energy in their voice. Or maybe I've invited them out to dinner. The world needs more Mrs. Eustachios. Each of us has that power. Each of us has that power. So pause for a moment and start thinking, is there someone in my life who might be sitting on that long red brick wall? Maybe they're trying to make a tough decision. They're down on their luck. They're experiencing a transition in their life. Do you have someone in mind? Now I want you to literally lean over to the person next to you and whisper in their ear the name of the person that came to your head but is now probably on your heart. So take a moment and whisper the name of that person. The power that's within you now, this is your commitment, that when you leave here today, that you will call them. You get to be their Mrs. Eustachio and help lift them off the long red brick wall. MattelMtg.